Toledo, #1 in Toledo, actually.
Oh, is he?
He is.
Cool.
He's a very solid Olimar. He's made it definitely
so he's
far
like
in
#1 in
bracket.
PR in
Yeah, he's
Ohio?
#1 in Toledo.
In Toledo,
Not
Ohio?
Not in Ohio.
Or, I'm sorry.
I think he is ranked in Greater Ohio, but I'm not sure what number he is. But he's definitely showing up here, making a name for Ohio. Coming out and competing, because realistically, this is not a very far drive for Toledo. This is about 2 hours. Not too bad in the grand scheme of things for a weekend event.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, a lot of Michigan people go out to Chicago. It's kind of comparable to that.
It's the same difference.
Yep. So we're gonna see Snake Olimar. A lot of people would nod off when they see a matchup like this, but I really like watching Snake fight other zoners just because often it means Snake has to be the aggressor. And
like, how do you like it?
Yeah, it definitely makes for a really interesting dynamic that can play in a lot of different ways. That was funny. He up-tilted the Pikmin and then it blew up on the grenade. I don't think the grenade explosion killed it. I think it just died from the up tilt, but it still looked funny. All right, so yeah, we're seeing that right away. We're seeing the Snake has to be the aggressor, already going out for a pretty greedy forward air, and he's got Pikmin on him. This is going to be a lot different from Goma's Olimar. Syco in particular definitely is very patient with Olimar, although he's not willing, not definitely unwilling to get down in the dirt. Although in this matchup, we're probably going to be seeing a very patient Syco, not wanting to go in too often, to say the least. So. It's the down throw. Ksev making up a deficit that he had early on.
Yeah, really closing the gap.
We saw this against Daybreak too. I mean, even though Snake doesn't always like to play from a deficit because he can't trade, I mean, Ksev certainly can play from a deficit. He's very able. So putting C4 on that left platform, that was so smart.
Yeah, I think that usually is like what really defines like players. It's like how well can you play while you're like not doing too hot.
That's true.
And being able to adjust like in the moment, like okay, what I'm doing over and over isn't working, and then like immediately switching, you know, your game plan essentially.
Yep. How quickly can you change the way you're playing? That's the name of the game, especially at top level. So. Putting him at ledge, this is not really an ideal situation here for Ksev. He's just, I don't think after playing a character like Wolf, I don't think he's really willing or really in the right mindset to fight a character like Olimar that doesn't have to get it down in the dirt with you like Wolf does. When he sees a stage control, he just kind of keeps it by standing there, not really needing to go in or rush him down. So throwing some Pikmin.
Syco doing a really good job at, you know, keeping and maintaining his lead right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Snake usually loves trades. And when you can't trade, it becomes a lot more difficult to actually just make up percent. Because you might be trading, but you're doing about as much damage to yourself as you are to your opponent.
But there we see, Ksev closing the gap, making it, you know, basically an even game.
Yep. He just has to play careful here. That's the thing. He can't get antsy.
Yeah.
He has to be the aggressor probably until he maybe gets a lead, then he can afford to be a little bit more defensive, but he definitely needs to at least see stage control. Here he has it, setting up some explosives. Syco doing a neutral get-up and being blown up. So it's really interesting seeing how Pikmin interact with the grenades. I really like seeing that.
Do they blow up the grenades, or?
Well, the grenades almost stop the Pikmin in a way. So like, we'll see if you can see it here later. But like when Ksev sets down a grenade, it seems like it just completely stops the momentum of the Pikmin. And that's important because obviously you don't want Pikmin on you. Up arrow, close it out. Ksev taking a very close game one, although.
And in the beginning of this game one, it really kind of looked like it was going to be a Syco game.
Yeah, it did.
But Ksev was able to turn the tables. Seems like he was able to, you know, get on the stage, really start setting up, you know, Snake maneuvers and.
Yeah, it probably is pretty jarring going from Wolf to Olimar, but Ksev made it work. He adapted. Thankfully, it looks like he's having a good time. He did look a little bit upset during the Daybreak set. Wasn't able to get a foothold, but seems like he's definitely
I'm pretty sure fighting Daybreak is just like mentally tiring.
It is, especially
because you're like you're trying to stay like ahead of Daybreak, but he's like, I got like 2 moves ahead of you already. And you're just like, man, come on.
I mean, playing against Snake is stressful, but playing as Snake is stressful too. You have to manage so much.
Right, just
And-
like your opponent has to pay attention to a lot, you also have
Right.
to like keep track of like what you're doing.
Yeah, you could lose it all in an instant practically. So
You know,
it's
God
definitely
forbid that you
stressful.
forgot your C4 was somewhere.
Or or you set it on your opponent, and then it can just fall off, or it can stick to you. It's like, oh, there's so much to think about. So it gets a really, really good string going on right at the beginning. Syco taking an early lead here, although we saw last game, Snake tends to win in the stray hits department. Able to not only keep up with, but kind of exceed Olimar's damage output here in the mid-percents.
Yeah, because he's already brought it back to even.
Yep. And that's definitely not what Syco wants to see right now. So he does have a Gomer on deck, which is good because he's going to be wanting to kill Ksev early if possible, but
And
Ksev,
up tilt takes it.
yeah, that'll do it. So we got a yellow and a white Pikmin. Oh, the white one's gone. He discarded it. I really love seeing Olimars make use of the armor on Whistle to get out of those situations. It's almost like Yoshi's subtractive armor. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Oh, unfortunate SD from Syco. He's really going to have to be in the zone now because now Snake has to lead, and that's fun times for everyone. Snake gets to get away with a lot more when he has
Right.
lead. He does.
I kind of figured when he went like down that low, I was like, that's looking a little risky. Are you going to be able to come back?
I mean, he wanted to close it out before Ksev could run away with anything, but
Right.
unfortunately that definitely
I
backfired.
mean, sometimes you got to risk it, I guess.
For sure, yeah. You gotta risk the biscuit a little bit. And Ksev pulling a grenade. I thought maybe gonna go for down throw, but yeah, the grenade on that platform is gonna blow it up.
Ksev is really like this is. I feel like this is such a different game compared to
yeah.
game one. Oh.
That's one of the things about this matchup is once Snake gets Olimar off stage, very difficult to get back on. Very difficult. Ksev taking it 2-0, taking it to game 3 with a 2-0 lead. I'm excited to see what stage we go to. I'm not sure if PS2 was the move here, all things considered, because you think platforms are good against Snake because he's a zoner, but you have to remember that Snake has so much area denial on a stage like PS2. He can cover just an entire half of the stage by putting C4 on it. So Smashville,
Okay.
I actually like this against Snake. Snake, in the same way, can use C4 to cover by putting it on the middle platform, but for whatever reason, it just feels like it doesn't play as big a role as it does when it's near ledge.
Yeah, I can see that. I can understand that.
Yep. So,
All right, so
ooh, this is going to be good.
Yeah. I mean, Ksev really did make some, good adjustments between game 1 and game 2. Curious on if he'll, if his momentum will really stay with him, or will Syco be able to bust out some new tricks? Maybe keep Ksev and see, Syco always starts off so strong.
He does.
He gets in the early combos, really racks Ksev up.
That's what Olimar is known for sure. Just having such a strong combo game early on. But, he has a lot of issues as a character. He's been nerfed numerous times. At this point, he has one of his most glaring flaws is his shield is so small. You can see when he shields, it barely covers his head. In fact, he can get very easily shield poked and full shield by a lot of moves. So there is that plays into the equation. I know you might think like, oh, well, that's just Olimar main's winding, but it really does negatively impact the character in a lot of ways. All right, so sending him off, this is exactly where Ksev wants him to be.
Yep.
Wow, very early stock.
Very
That was
nice.
in the late 70s, if I'm not mistaken. Ksev with max rage, taking that stock advantage. It's going to be huge here. Now he needs to see if he can run away with the lead. Maneuvering around this shield, knowing there's nothing really safe he can do without getting up smashed. Though he can apply pressure and maneuver around, hoping Syco will screw up. It's the F tilt, putting him at ledge already. And yeah, we can see Snake can just cover one area and then immediately cover another.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of the character.
Two places at once
Yeah.
really.
And that's not even taking into consideration his projectiles.
Yeah, it looks like Syco's having kind of a difficult time really closing out Ksev's first stock here.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is good for Ksev because Ksev is, racking up all that
so
extra
much
credit.
damage. This might be the stock. Oh, going for up smash instead of Nikita there. Feels like Nikita's won him a lot. I'm not sure why he did that. Maybe opting to go for the safer option here, hoping to extend the lead that way rather than go for something a little bit more risky. Oh my gosh.
Shield break. Okay.
Yeah,
that's gonna take
He
it.
doesn't need to go for anything fancy at 200. But yeah, Ksev did live alarmingly long that stock. this could definitely spell bad news for Syco if he can't build up damage. But oh wow.
Oh, very
see,
nice.
He's on a dime there. Ksev having such good reaction to that grenade. Able to
And
confirm
being
off of
prepared just to cover that
Always.
ground.
Always prepared, but wow, Syco doing a lot of damage with that white Pikmin.
Yeah, if he's able to close out the stock early, it will be back to an even game, and he might have a chance to bring this back.
Definitely will.
But Snake is a heavy boy. He can live a lot longer than Olimar can.
Yeah, the little tiny spaceman. You can definitely live longer than him. So the spot dodge canceled F smash. Wow, the yellow Pikmin killing from across the stage. That's must have been bad.
And not bad. And Syco's only at like 59. Now he's at 69.
Yeah, I think one of the big things here is going to be how can, sometimes it's, not only is it hard to play from a deficit, but sometimes when you have a big lead, you start to get a little bit cocky and you let your guard down.
Or maybe you like relax a little bit.
Right.
Because you're just like, okay, I have this lead. If I make like 1 or 2 mistakes, it won't cost me too much. But that's where it like
that can snowball for sure. Oh wait, hoping for that late reaction, going for the down throw up tilt. Oh, beautiful. Reading the spot under there, but up tilt's going to take it. Ksev taking the set 3-0 over Syco in his top 8 qualifier. So Ksev will be moving on to top 8.
Good job on Ksev, because I feel like in a lot of those games, it really did start off where it was like, ooh, Ksev